whole lot of people like robot combat, but most of them likely didn't imagine it like this. It's like Bejeweled with mechanized tomato cans. Avoider here, reporting with Ironcast, a rogue-lite, turn-based strategy role-playing game featuring steampunk mechs with a combat system using Match-3 puzzle. That's quite a mouthful. It's like Puzzle Quest and FTL Faster Than Light put together and made to wear a top hat and a monocle. If you liked Honey Pop but was creeped out by the hentai anime bullshit, then this game is for you. The year is 1886. The British Empire is at war with France over a new energy source called voltite, which has resulted in vast technological advancements. They include the walking mechanical beasts of war known as Ironcasts. With chaos reigning the streets and the British army in shambles, the only hope left for them is a group of private military companies with their war machines. The British military elite must be kicking themselves and each other at this point. The game was made by Dreadbit, a British studio, so naturally the enemies in this game are the filthy French, of course. You have 10 days to push them all back, with 9 of them doing missions to earn experience points, scrap, and war assets. To do so, you must master this combat system, obtain the right skills, and make your Ironcast stronger with upgrades. On the 10th day, their big guns arrive at Westminster to wreak havoc upon England. Failing to defeat them means that fish and chips get replaced by croissants. Oh, how horrible. Whatever shall we do? Well, for one thing, you better like Steampunk because this game is full of it. From the fancy fonts to the gears and bolts all over the interface, as well as the characters and the excessively polite dialogue. I, for one, am quite alright with Steampunk. Arcanum is my favorite game of all time, and that is very steampunk. As for the soundtrack, it's pretty good. It may get a bit repetitive after playing a few games, but you should still find the tracks quite fitting for the gameplay. Just listen. Okay, now with the gameplay. It's turn-based strategy in a way, so you may want to take your time and match the resources you need at the moment. By the way, remember that you can match diagonally as well. You have 4 resources: ammunition, energy, coolant, and repair. Every Ironcast has 4 different components: 2 weapons, drive, and shields. There are also scrap nodes that you can match up for money, link nodes for bigger matching combos, and overdrive nodes to ramp things up. You can store up to 3 overdrive nodes at a time, and each can double the effectiveness of whichever component you use at that moment. Components can be repaired, but the hull cannot unless you have a skill for recovering health. The enemy has the same components as well, and you can target each one, something that FTL players should be familiar with. It's a game of priorities. As with most roguelikes and roguelites, Murphy's Law applies. What can go wrong, will go wrong. You face different kinds of enemies, from trains to other Ironcasts, and even allies who think you're a French bastard in disguise. Then there are those really big ones with 3,000 to 4,000 health or so. If you don't play perfectly against those, you're toast. The easier missions are labeled medium difficulty. So why aren't there easy missions then? Perhaps it's just done to emphasize that nothing is easy in this game. As with a lot of roguelikes, the main complaint is that it's too difficult and there's too much bullshit going on. You have to know what to whine about though. Might as well give the devs the benefit of the doubt and not just exclaim that the AI is cheating, which is why the game is so hard. First of all, they say the AI getting to hit you first doesn't seem fair. Well, neither does the player who actually gets first turn advantage being able to shoot first. That's not a flaw, you see that in many other turn-based games as well. Next. The AI supposedly gets to do everything at once. It can do 3 to 4 system repairs, shoot, move, and get tons of coolant all at the same time. But then again, you could shoot at enemies like 6 times, get your shields up, repair damaged systems, and get coolant as well, but only if you get the needed puzzle pieces right there. But it is possible. But of course, the right puzzle pieces are usually not there when you need them, which has been going on since fucking Tetris. Whenever I need more coolant, it's not there. Oh yeah, coolant. Don't ever underestimate it, even in real life.
If I could have told my young self one thing, okay, there'd be many things, but one of them would be, use more cooling fluid.
If you don't maintain the coolant, you'll be surprised by how quickly you kill yourself without any. Also, since the skills you choose from with each level up is randomized, you can't employ the most optimal strategy in most playthroughs. It's a lot like the items in FTL, but at least those are items you have to work for. You have to choose wisely with every item and skill you get, or you'll be crying over wasted money and skill points. It may take most people several playthroughs before they even reach the first boss fight. In the meantime, you get to gain campaign experience points and level up your profile to get global unlocks, including 3 other commanders and 3 other Ironcasts, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Now, spoiler alert, this game actually goes beyond 10 missions, as you find out more about what you're really up against on the 10th day. Other than that, the overall difficulty is right for a roguelike, and the global unlocks are worth getting as they make the game more manageable and interesting with each playthrough. Despite some chinks in its armor, Ironcast is quite solid on its own. If you're into Match-3 puzzles and turn-based games, then Ironcast is a fair choice. But if you're a pillar of salt who rages at games like Hearthstone out of all things, then this might not be recommended for you. And that's all for Ironcast. Until next time, Avoider out.